this week when Tucker Carlson on his platform gave an interview or had an interview with the known anti-Semite and at one time pro-Nazi Nick Fuentes, very young man, never written much. He's not an activist with anywhere the audience of Charlie Kirk.
I thought you were a Fed. I
thought you were a Fed.
I was a Fed.
Yeah.
I'm not a Fed. But whatever, I don't care what people think.
We showed each other a badge as we know we're all.
No, but I thought you were a Fed because I was like, why not? It's not cucking to say you're not talking about all Jews when you oppose a foreign policy position. It's not. There's nothing liberal about that. It's just true. That's the Christian position, okay?
But he's well known. He's glib, and Tucker had him on. Now, that caused an enormous controversy because of the things that Fuentes has said in the past. He's supported going after Jews, suggesting that they are behind many of the nefarious.
Fuentes, if you want to see the new versus the old, and you just see the facts, is watch, and I should play it here on Word. We got to figure out when to play it in the 6 o'clock hour. Alex Jones had a debate with Nick Fuentes and Dinesh D'Souza. And you cannot, you see right there, the laziness, the lack of argument, their attitude that they just own this. Fuentes takes this guy apart brick by brick. It's a full takedown. It's a full takedown because the kid shows up, he's prepped, he's ready. Not only is he on point and he's always on attack, he happens to have something called facts, and he just overwhelms Dinesh. Dinesh goes back, and it shows you this old guard who has nothing. None of their policies have worked.
When he had Candace on and he had Nick Fuentes on, there's nothing wrong if you want to have an edgy, out of the ballpark figure if you're willing to cross-examine him. If you give them a platform, you have an obligation as a journalist to cross-examine them. And especially when you bring on your former close friend and colleague in the conservative movement, Ted Cruz, and you just eviscerate him.
Tucker Carlson, you ripped Ted Cruz apart, and he didn't even respond there during Nick Fuentes' discussion on dictators.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay,
it's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay,
actually,
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump.
If you're a conservative and Ted streams and the conservative mainstream, why would you humiliate him on screen, but then you wouldn't use those same techniques when you could have done the public a service with Fuentes?
And this is another question.
And I do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president that we all fought for, only to fight and win my election while Republicans will likely lose the midterms, and in turn be expected to defend the president against impeachment after he hatefully dumped tens of millions of dollars against me and tried to destroy me. It's all so absurd and completely unserious. I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better.
But I know MTG well. She's a woman of incredible integrity, brought up poor, self-made, very successful construction company, a woman of great integrity. She announced last night that she is resigning. I predicted on the Tuesday broadcast, she didn't tell me this, but I talked to her at length, and it sounded to me like she was thrown in the towel just because she can't be part of something that's, quote, a lesser of two evils.
If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never, ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well.
after MTG, it looks like even Alex Jones is considering not supporting Trump anymore.
And when I do get conflicted on something, I just have to go to God with it and pray about it a lot. And then go to that place that King David talked about, the quiet place, the Most High. And then I'm going to make my decision. And I mean, if God tells me tonight, I'll make my decision. But I am seriously inches away from not supporting Trump anymore.
So what do you think?
I am not going to watch.
What do you think is happening right now? And are you still supporting Trump? If you are a supporter, of course. Thanks for watching.